Our summer is slowly coming to an end. For most of us, that means school shopping and last-minute plans with friends. For the rest of us, it means band camp. For anyone who isn't completely sure what band camp is, it's the few weeks before school where the marching band members go to learn or relearn marching basics and basically get a jump start on their season. Familiar with band camp, you're probably familiar with the conditions and what the average student goes through during that time. But if you're not, these are a few tips on how to not end up like
everybody hurts sometimes.
And survive band camp. The first tip I'm going to give is to choose an instrument you like. I can't stress this enough. Choose an instrument that you really, really like, not something that you're just okay with or something. Make sure you realize you're going to be spending countless hours practicing and at rehearsal with the specific instrument you decide to play. If you don't choose something that you thoroughly enjoy to play, you're not going to get the band experience that you wanted or thought you're going to get. For example, I spent my freshman year marching the clarinet. Now, I have nothing against clarinets or clarinet players, but personally, I hated it. If you're a clarinet player or flute or saxophone player, and you guys aren't so into it that like you don't mind playing it or you really, really like playing it, I suggest switching to something else, like switching to a low brass or brass in general, or maybe trying out a saxophone if you're a clarinet player, or maybe going to a bass clarinet, and for flute, picking up piccolo, like just different things that might change your mind into thinking, wow, this is really fun. Choose an instrument that you can't wait to take out of the case. I've had friends switch from flute to tuba. Just cool. Overall, choose something you really like because you want to enjoy what you do. And if you're not playing what you want, then it can kind of bring down your vibe and make you feel like you don't want to be there or you don't want to be a part of band anymore. And trust me, it's worth it. Another thing I'd like to stress is be prepared. At band camp, expect to be in the sun for a long time and doing physical activity and moving your bodies in ways you're not completely used to. Try to stay in shape best you can. Try to stay away from soda and other things that can make you feel low or kind of bring down your energy in the sun. Trust me, you'll need it, especially if you're a freshman and learning all the new marching basics and such. Because a lot of the things you learn in band camp, you'll have to carry on throughout the whole entire season, and you don't want to forget anything. Make sure to dress appropriately. You don't want to show up to band camp in long sleeve or something like I'm wearing. Also, try to stay away from denim, like pants and shorts, because it will be really hot and heavy. And considering which band you go to, you're going to be doing physical activity at least for 4 hours in the sun every day. So, tank tops, light clothing. Try to get athletic shorts if you can. Always have a hat. It will save your life. And buy a nice pair of running shoes, because that will also save your life. Try to avoid dressing like this, and try dressing a little something like this. The ponytail in the back, and don't forget your hat, and maybe get a pair of sunglasses too. It's not bad to go full out and act like you're about to run a marathon, because the heat added on with whatever exercises your band requires you to do, it's probably just about the same. Another thing to think about is to be prepared. Make sure you know what to bring for every day of band camp. If your band director gave you a list on what to bring, or music to learn, make sure you bring it. You should probably get a 3-ring binder to carry all your music and stuff that kind of looks like this, with like maybe a little pouch to keep pencils in or whatnot, so you need pencils, and music and whatnot. A good idea. So I use these little plastic sheet protectors because your music doesn't get lost and it's easy to stay organized, and you can use music on both sides so you can see either way, and your band directors will like it too. Always remember, you're going to be in the sun for a long time. This right here will be your best friend. This is a gallon water jug. Depending on how your high school is, you might not need a gallon, maybe a half gallon or even smaller if you need. But make sure you have a ton of water, like a ton. Sunscreen is also a great idea too. Just get a whole bunch of sunscreen because you need it. Even if you think you don't, trust me, it'll save your life, just like the hat and sunglasses. If your band director gave you music prior to the camp, make sure you went over it a few times and maybe even like kind of figured it out on your instrument, so the first time you play it in class or wherever you end up playing it, you're not sight reading. Make sure everything the band director tells you or emails you or informs you about, you look it over and make sure you kind of have an idea of what he meant or she meant. Lastly, have a positive attitude. Everyone is going through the same thing you are when you're at band camp. Everyone's hot, everyone's exhausted, everyone got less sleep than they're used to. Just try to stay positive because it's okay, no one likes a Debbie Downer, and don't be that one person that's constantly complaining. Just get it over with. It's only for a few weeks, and you'll be so much better off when everyone goes back to school and still trying to recover from their summer off time. You'll be already in the groove of things, and when you go into band class, you'll feel like you've been doing this your whole life because you just spent the few weeks before school at band and in the sun and doing physical activity. How fun. So I hope this video helped you out at least a tiny bit, and I hope you're a little more prepared for what you're about to go through. It is really fun. Just make friends, be positive, just have the time of your life, especially if it's your first time. My first band camp was horrible, so just make the best of it and have a great time. Happy marching season!